Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Christian. I'm a music producer based in Surrey in the United Kingdom, and today I'm going to be taking you through a track which I've created predominantly using samples from DPV7, which is a pack created by the lovely minds down at PML. And without further ado, let's start taking you through it. So perhaps the most important element of the track is the chords. Let me play them for you now. Loop them and solo them out. There we are. So as you can see, the chord progression is predominantly made up of 3 samples, 2 of which are the same sample, just with different effects on them. So the first layer are the ordinary chords, so these just have a little bit of delay on them, an auto filter, a shimmer reverb from Valhalla, and an auto pan on it. Let's play it without any of the external processing, so you get just the dry audio file. See there, it's very dry. And then just make it a little bit more interesting, I've put a delay on to add more rhythmic elements to it. An auto filter to filter it in at the beginning of the track. I put a reverb on it just to gel it out a little bit, and an auto pan to create some more interesting movement within the listener's ears. So yeah, if you're watching it with good headphones, you can hear it bouncing around at the moment. If you can't, then hopefully your phone speakers can show you. Next layer is a more transient based sample. This is a different sample. Both these samples are from Deep Premium Volume 7. So this one literally just has an auto filter in terms of external processing. Again, just to filter it in at the beginning of the track and during the break. Let's play the element for you on its own. So yeah, it's very plain and just on its own. It's very transient based, so you get that rhythm. The next one is the first sample, but it's just smacked with a lot of reverb to make it more of a drone/pad. So again, I've just put a delay on to allow the sample to sort of gel together better, a reverb again to assist with the gelling, an EQ just to roll off the low end, so create more space in the track for the bass and the kick, an auto filter again just to filter it in during the track as I've done with the previous 2, and a sidechain at the end to get more of a pump for the rest of the track. So that's basically it. So together they just create this. So yeah, very groovy set rhythm for the body of the track. This next drone wasn't within the sample pack, this was in a different pack. Just a very standard shimmer, not really much to go into there. The next one plays a big role in the track as a whole. I recorded it myself. All it is just a diva patch, and then just sampled it and bounced it to audio. Yeah, some very nice emotion put in there. Next is the vocal. It's just a vocal chop from within the Deep Premium Volume 7 pack. It's very simple, just a male voice. Not quite sure what he's chanting, but whatever it is, it works. So I've taken off a lot of the low end, a lot of the high end, again, just to get rid of the sharpness in the vocal and let it sit within the track a lot nicer. Again, a delay just to add more interesting rhythmic element to it, and a filter to filter it into the beginning of the track. Very simple stuff really in terms of processing. The next element is this arpeggio. Skip to the break so you can hear something interesting to do with the delay. So as you can hear there's some automation going on. I've automated the delay, just to sort of give it more, more interesting feel as it goes into the break. I haven't done any other processing apart from the delay. It's just a nice rhythmic element I've added to add more groove to the track. Next is a vocal. Sounds like this. It's a very pretty sounding vocal. Again, all I've done is just smack some delay on it, a little shimmer reverb, and again an auto filter just to fade it in throughout the track and fade it out during the break, etc, etc. I just thought the track needed it, really. I think a lot of it was lacking some sort of moving element, and I thought the vocal did that quite nicely, so I put that in. The next is my favourite element throughout the track. It's the saxophone. Now, throughout my tracks, I tend to use a lot of organic sounds, so I'll tend to use, acoustic instruments, stuff like that. So this is an example of me doing that. Again, really, really nice. Again, just a delay and a shimmer. As you can tell, it's getting quite boring now, the effects that I use. So all just the same stuff, really. But I have added an EQ to roll off some of the low end, and I've dipped down in the mid-range to get rid of a resonant frequency, which was sneaking in there. A resonant frequency is a sharp frequency, so it will essentially hurt your ears when you're listening to it, and of course that's not quite what you want. So I got rid of that, and I've boosted the highs a little bit to let those high frequencies stand out a little bit more throughout the track. Next are the strings. Now these strings are incredibly nice. They're played in through Sign Player, which is a free plugin. It's actually a sample library, but the sounds for it are free. The ones that I've used is free. It's just a string. Again, so you can tell there's some filtering going on in there. I've also automated the sidechain on, so when that goes to the drop, which I'll show you in a bit, the sidechain will switch on, and just it's been filtered in. Again, another shimmer, you guessed it, in there. Next, we're going to go to the basses. So there's two layers of the bass here. They're both the same sample. One's just got slightly more processing than the other. So let's play the first layer on its own. So again, a really nice subgroove. And the second layer sounds like this. It's very quiet. It's just a bit crushed version of the same bass. Just to add more girth to it, I think. I wanted to add more saturation and make it sound a lot fatter and dirtier. So I've added a crusher. Again, all there is in the main bass, just a little bit of boosting in the low end to bring out the sub a little bit more. A little bit of saturation and an also pan again to create more interesting information in the listener's ears. Same thing on the crushed bass, but I've just taken out the low end because I don't want the low end to double up. So I'll be playing two amounts of the same frequency, because that would just create a lot of muddiness and be far too loud. Next element moving on is the organic texture. Just very basic. That came from within the pack. Now we move to this little swell, which I've created with a piano sample from the pack. Let's turn off the organic. So all that is a very basic piano sound, which I've just taken, reversed, and slapped a delay and a shimmer onto it to create this nice swelling transition element, which I've used quite a lot throughout the track. Again, without the delay, it would have sounded very choppy, so I took it out. So let's take off the delay and the verb, and I'll show you. Again, just doesn't have the same feel. Let's put the delay on. It's getting there, but you need to drown out those sharp frequencies towards the end with the reverb. Just like that. Very nice. Next is this mainly an ear candy element. It's just a harp created using Decent Sampler. Very simple harp, playing a few notes. It's not particularly intricate. Next, moving on, I'm going to show you the drums, which are the stars of this track and the stars of the sample pack over a whole. Every drum I've used in here comes from that sample pack, which is why I've only used loops. So let's play the drums on their own, including the kick. So, you see there's a little bit of a crazy moment here at the end with the fill, which I've automated a reverb on to, again, act as a transition element taking you into the break. But the main drums themselves, they are very simple actually. The samples are incredibly powerful, which I've used from the pack, and they're really simple. So let's show you the shaker. Oh, okay. And very simple, no external processing apart from a filter, just to, you know, filter it in and out. Clap. Very nice delay fielding to the sample, which I haven't actually added that delay in. It was already in the sample and it sounded really nice when I first heard it. Next to the percussions. Again, nothing too complicated going on. Really simple and extremely powerful. Again, no external processing on either the perks or the claps. Now the fill, this is where some processing will come in. Let's just show going into the break. So you'll see they're all going to start filtering out going into the break. Like that. Next is the kick. So the kick is just again taken from the pack, but I've added quite a bit of processing on, as I will do with all kicks I use. So for example, it's just a simple falls to the floor rhythm, a 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. The EQ, again, I'm rolling out a lot of the low because I want to create more space for the bass and I don't want to create muddiness. Rolling off some of the high, again, to get rid of the clickiness and add more thud to the kick. Boosted a little bit in the mid-range to boost that thud. A drum bus, again, to boost the kick signal as a whole and make it a lot louder in the mix and a lot more fat in the mix. I haven't done anything to the sample, haven't touched it. So that's basically it in terms of elements. Oh, apart from there's one little swell down here, but I don't think that's too interesting. It's just taken from the pack, it's just white noise. Again, just transition element. In terms of arrangement, nothing too interesting is going on. In terms of the simple introduction, main chorus, break, drop, outro. My favourite part I will show you now, which is the drop. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, you have to listen to it when I release it for that. The lead, there is a lead here, it's a sustained lead, just created from a Diva preset patch. That comes with Diva, actually, you don't have to buy it from an external source. So let me solo out the Diva channel and I'll play the part of the lead. I only wanted a sustain lead because I thought a pluck lead clashed too much with the bass and the art which I've already got in there and the vocals and everything, and it was just too complicated. So I took it out and added a very nice sustained lead. I don't think there's any much. Oh, there is a little bit of automation just with the cutoff frequency. I just wanted to create some interest and fade it in and out. But apart from that, nothing else in terms of automation going on. That's essentially it with the track. I mean, really, it's incredibly simple. But the preset pack, the Deep Premium Volume 7, has really helped with the creative process behind this, because I had no idea what I was making for this before I opened the pack. And I just thought, wow. The drums are the first stage I started with, and then it went to the chords, and then it just gelled on from there. The saxophone was my little, adding my own touch onto it, because I just love it. Apart from that, the pack is incredibly worth the money. It's incredibly cheap if you think about it. Most sample packs, for half of what they give you in Deep Premium 7, are about double the price, and it's ridiculous. But for Deep Premium 7, you are getting over 600 loops and 900 different one-shots for an incredibly good price. I'll leave a link down in the description below to the sample pack so you can go and check it out for yourself. And I highly recommend you purchase this because it will allow you to create so many professional sounding tracks. They will be releasing on massive labels such as Anjuna Deep in basically no time. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I hope you found it incredibly helpful. And I will hopefully be able to see you guys in the next video where I'll be taking you through another track, hopefully, that I make with this pack. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye bye for now.